Hey lovelies, so my microphone had just broken when I was filming this, but that's okay. Most of it I'm actually talking, but I wanted to show you all of my top 5 eyeliners, and we're going to discover today which one is the best with a full walkthrough. The reason I've gathered you all here with me today is because I wanted to do an honest review of all of my cruelty-free and vegan eyeliners, and so I figured for every day for this week I would actually just test them out. So for today, I'm going to be using Pixi by Petra, which I did already film yesterday. You guys don't know that though, because the sound didn't record. Anyway, so we're using this one, and I'm also going to use my Eye of Horus. So one for each eye, and this is how it's going to work. Let's just get started. As you can see, I've already got my face base done, and the prime reason I wanted to do this for you is so that you can actually see like a completely honest user struggle review. I've been doing eyeliner since I was 16 and I'm 27, so you'd think after 11 years I might know what I'm doing. I might not, so let's just have a look-see. So starting out with this Pixi by Petra, and this is the Lash Line ink. So in terms of pigmentation is really good on first swipe on bare skin, and it is a definite felt tip, which you can probably see there as well. So if you don't like felt tips, this might not be one for you already. I'm just going to apply these all the same way that I normally do. Oh my god, these struggles. Oh. So I'm still relatively young and I don't really have like crepey eyes or anything, but I just find that this drags and grabs terribly. Try to bring it down to the lash line. Just trying to fill in those patches, and you can probably see it actually drags away the product. So you can see there is just cracking going on. Oh, do you remember that crackle nail trend from a few years ago? It's like that, but on your eyelash. And it's like, I didn't ask for this. And it's like every single swipe that I do to try and cover it up, it just takes away more product. So let's just try and do this little wing here. It's like the pigmentation at the tip is so poor, and don't get me wrong, there are other products by Pixi which I actually really like. It's frustrating. And again, I'm just trying to darken up the tip. This is annoying. Oh god, it just took away a chunk. Okay, no, I'm gonna leave it as that because it just keeps it on taking away more. So here is a nice close-up of that eye. So this is the Pixi by Petra. So that one is not one of my favorites. Let's try Eye of Horus. Now the first time I used this one, it was amazing. So I remember it was with the Logical Harmony pack, and I loved it so much. So this is the Eye of Horus Liquid Define. And look how pretty and shiny it is. This is more of a felt tip. Oh, that was a poor swatch, eh? It's a bit more flexible than the Pixi one. The Pixi just does not want to move. It's like as stubborn as Tinkerbell, basically. It's like, I ain't moving for no one and nothing. So this one, hopefully with the increased flexibility, will go on better. Now with both of these, it's quite hard to actually get down into that lash line, I'm finding, which is obviously annoying because no one wants to have that little gap. Maybe I need to press this one against solid as well, try and get some flow going. Like the pigmentation on this one is not ultra black, like it almost seems like you're using just a pencil one as opposed to a liquid defined line. It's doing that same thing, it's picking up the product. Let's just try the wing. I'm going to try and give it an advantage by helping the flow go, so I'm actually just like bending it against the lid here. And this one does bend, like I said before, so that's really good. But when it comes to liquid liner, one of the things that I look for is a thin tip and black like my soul, you know? And the wing is quite difficult to do because this is a fairly fat sort of like tip. But the same thing's happening here as well, so anytime I try and press against it to go over what I've already gone over to like even things out, I know that sounds really weird, but to go over what I've already gone over, it takes the product back. It's like, oh, you didn't want this? Okay, it's mine again. It's like, no, I still want it, I just want more of it. And it's becoming patchy. So if you are amazing at eyeliner and just go whoop, whoop, and fine, this could still work for you, but for me it's just, let's do an up close of the Eye of Horus one. So yeah, it's easier to work with than the Pixi. You might want to know what's on my nails because I've been getting questions about this at work. One's from the Desire collection and this is in the colour Heartbreaker, and that's on most of my nails and it's really pretty. And then the other one is from the Mommy collection, because it's an American brand, I guess they say mom, whatever. So it's from the Mummy collection. It's this one. It's called Rosy Cheeks and it's so pretty. This is one of the first colours I got from there and it's gorgeous, and I try and savour it because I really like it. This is the Bio Lash Lift Mascara by Eye of Horus and it's so good. This again was from that Logical Harmony pack, and one thing I definitely don't regret getting from there. So I'll be using this same mascara every day that I'm doing this test. Same as I'll be using these eyeshadows here. This is my ultimate cool toned pack. Okay, it's good enough. We have Pixi by Petra on this eye, and I will not be repurchasing this. I'm glad I did because I heard such amazing reviews, but honestly I just find it far too hard to work with. If you love a really stiff felt tip pen that feels like the ones you used as a kid, you'll love it, but it just doesn't work for me, so yeah. And as for the Eye of Horus on this eye, it definitely works better than the Pixi. It is still a felt tip pen. I just find that the pigmentation isn't, you know, black enough, and it does bother me the fact it has picked up that bit of product, because it's like, I'm not perfect. I'm not like a swoosh and swoosh person. I need to take time on my liner, so yeah. It's pretty good, and in terms of like the Logical Harmony pack overall, it was good, but yeah, it's not one that I'm going to be repurchasing, that much is certain. So I will see you again tomorrow when I do 2 different liners on my eyes. So for today, I'm going to be using the Balm Schwing and Kat Von D tattoo liner. When it comes to the Balm, I did used to use this as like my ultimate favourite, and then I got a new one, and honestly, I don't know what has happened, but the tip, oh, just the tip. It's a felt tip base, super pigmented, and it does actually have a really fine tip. So it was already incredibly fibrous when I got it, which is really annoying, but we'll just see how we go. So I'm just taking this along my lash line. One thing that I always did like about this one is it's incredibly matte. And it's almost like I've only used this about 5 times, but it just doesn't pick up the product. So one thing that is immediately annoying me is how fibrous this is and how difficult it is to create that really smooth liner. Don't know if you were seeing my struggles. I mean, like, it's much better than yesterday. Anything is better than what I was dealing with yesterday. But yeah, this is for sure frustrating, so I don't know how many times I've had to dip back in and mix things up to try and get some product on here. Then we try and counteract that dragging. You just can't help but build this up almost too high. And then again, it's just going to start picking things up. It's doing the same as what the other ones did. Maybe that's because it's, again, a felt tip base. It can't even do that without me needing to refill. Like I said, I did seriously used to love the other one of this. But yeah, it's... I'm just over trying to apply this wing now. I'm really, really over it. But yeah, it just looks so patchy. It's just so easy to make a mistake with the tip being this flimsy. Now onto the Kat Von D. This is the Tattoo liner. And this is a brush tip. Really, really pigmented, and that line can get very fine. So just zoom in hopefully on this. Now this I've used a lot. I mean, like, the pigmentation is amazing straight off the bat. And I will say this particular one is very near the end of its life because I've used it so heavily. But yeah, that looks perfect, basically. So you saw how quickly that liner went on, and I've had that for about 2 months and I've used it very heavily. So yeah, in terms of the finish that you get from it and the speed, I just find it so good. Like, I can't really say enough good things. Now, one con which I did find quite a bit before was the fact that when it came to like the ultimate finish, it was quite shiny. But today it's not looking overly shiny. That's probably because the product is, you know, nearing the end of its life. But in terms of the ease of application and just that tip, makes all the difference. It actually does. It just makes things so much easier. So if you're a novice when it comes to applying eyeliner, this could be a really good go-to. I do like the level of control, and it gets a very nice wing. So this of course is where my microphone kindly broke, but I didn't realise it, so ignore my talking face where the words do not match. Sorry if that triggers some of you guys. So I'm just using my bent liner brush by Makeup Geek for this, and as you can see, I tried to be as consistent as possible about getting it on both sides and creating a nice flat edge, which then lets me apply it quite nice and smoothly. Now, one thing that I love about this is it's really easy to actually get in between those eyelashes and create quite a nice smooth base. One thing that I do definitely want to point out to you guys, you need to have a steady hand with this. As with all liquid liner or gel liner, that's one thing that is quite key for this particular item. Another thing that I really like about this is the sheer opacity of it. It's so black and obviously lives up to the name, so it's a really nice gel liner and it's easy to work with. As you can see, the light work I'm making of that wing. Now, for example, in comparison to the other ones, this is working out much, much better. There is one slight drawback that I do want to highlight to you guys though. I've got really oily lids, and if I wear this without eyeshadow, I will potentially get a little bit of transfer onto my lid. So if you've got hooded eyes or something, I would not recommend this one at all. But if you've got more open eyes and your lids aren't as oily as me, or you actually just use some eyeshadow, you'll be totally fine with this. Create a nice crisp line with it, and you do need to always be careful in those inner corners because I can find that it will transfer if I go too far in as well. which is probably why it's not like my number one favourite. I do definitely want to mention it for those of you that love to have an eyeliner that's actually cruelty free, get that one. But this is my favourite, the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner and Trooper. Oh my god, I can't even explain how much I love this. It creates such a great control, and the line is so clean, and you saw how fast that was, like it was just over in seconds. And that definitely suits me because I am so impatient. So top, love it, get it, buy it, just do it. And of course the runner-up is my little gel liner here. So I've used this one so many times, and like I said, the control, the opacity, the finish, but obviously number 1, Kat Von D, number 2, Makeup Geek Gel Liner in Immortal, number 3 is the Balm, and then number 4 is the Eye of Horus, and then number 5 is Pixi. So that's it, those are my top 5s, and I really hope you found this useful. See you guys again soon.